In the Disney movie Moana, the charismatic demigod Maui sings that he can do anything but float, which led me to wonder, can he really not float? And if so, why? The answer to this question can be found with some simple mathematics and physics. First of all, we need to talk about buoyant force, FB. If we have an object, a brick, a bar of chocolate, or something else, and we drop it in water, there are two main forces, pushes, that are acting on this object. The first is the weight of the object, which is equal to the mass times the pull of gravity. The second force is the buoyant force, which pushes back up on the object. If the buoyant force is greater than the weight, then our object will float. If it is less than the weight of the object, then it is going to sink. Buoyant force is equal to the force of water displaced by an object. So we calculate buoyancy by multiplying the volume of the water displaced by the density of the water displaced by the gravitational pull on the water. But we notice that the volume of the water displaced is going to be equal to the volume of the object that is immersed, and that the gravity acting on the water displaced is going to be the same as the gravity acting on the object. Therefore, the difference will lie in the density, and in order for an object to float, we need the density of the water displaced to be greater than the density of the object. Now we know that for something to float, it needs to be less dense than the water it is floating in. So, Maui would need to be less dense than seawater. Seawater is between 1,002 and 1,028 kilograms per meters cubed. The average human is 985 kilograms per meters cubed dense. So they would be able to float on seawater. However, Maui is very muscular, and when people have so many muscles, they're much denser because muscle has a density of 1,112 kilograms per meters cubed. So, having so much muscle, Maui would most likely not be able to float and would sink. This confirms the statement that Maui can do anything but float. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned some new facts about buoyancy.